everyone, my name is Marissa and I'm going to do a tutorial today for the Potomac Bead Company. For today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this bracelet that I am calling my Unusual Beauty Bracelet. And for this project, the materials you're going to need are Ava beads, and I'm using the metallic Aqua. Now for my bracelet is a little bit under 7 inches. It's about 6 inches and 3/4, around there. And for mine, I used 10 Ava beads. So 2 per, and this is not a component bracelet, it's just a continuous bracelet. Also, you're going to need some DiscDuos, and I'm using the crystal Sliperit, and I'm using 10 in mine as well. Now, depending on what size you need to make your bracelet, you're going to use either between 10 and 14 DiscDuos. The same with your Avas, between 10, 12, or 14. You're also going to need lentil beads, 2 whole lentil beads, and I'm using the Iris Brown. And you're going to need 4 per unit. So my bracelet is taking 20 2 whole lentil beads. You're also going to need some 2-hole brick beads. For my bracelet, I'm using 6, and you'll need anywhere between 6 to 8 of your 2-hole bricks. You're also going to need some crystal Rondelles in the 3x4 size. I'm using Potomac Bead Company crystal Rondelles, and I'm using the Champagne AB and the Rondelles. You're also going to need some seed beads, some 15-ohs and some 11-ohs. Now I'm using 2 different colors on the 15-ohs, but you can use just one. It's up to you. And I'm using the Miyuki brand on both. I'm using the Champagne, and I'm also using the crystal Labrador full. For my 11-ohs, and again, you can use 2 colors if you like, but I'm only going to use 1. And I'm using the Opaque, the Miyuki brand Duracoat Opaque Hydrangea. Okay. Now to fasten my bracelet, I'm using a cup button, but you can use whatever kind of clasp you like, or you can use a cup button. Me, I just prefer those because they're just so much easier to work with, especially compared to lobster claws, which I do not like. Okay, to string my material, I'm using Wildfire beading thread in the 0.006 in white. For my bracelet, well, I'm going to start out with roughly 6 feet, but we are going to have to add a little bit more thread as we move along our project. This is a 2-needle project, and I'm using size 10 beading needles, but you can use size 10 or 12, whatever you like. And I would not recommend doing this project with 1 needle, just because of tension reasons. You don't want it to pull more on one side and come out with a bracelet that kind of curves weird. So I do recommend using 2 beading needles. Also, I'm using my thread burner, the Ultra Thread Zap, and flat nose pliers, just to make threading my needles easier. You won't really need them to pull your needles out of the 15-ohs for this project. So get your materials and I will show you what to do. Okay, so to start this bracelet, I'm going to start attaching my cup button first. So I'm just going to decorate the top of it. I'm going to pick up a 15-oh in the Labrador, 1 11-oh, another 15-oh, and then I'm going to take both needles and put one in one hole of my cup button, going in through the cup part, And I'm going to take my other needle into the other hole. So both needles should be coming out of the other side of your cup button, just like this. See how they're going in through the cup side, and pull. And just make sure that you have equal amounts of thread on both of your needles, and that your tail pieces of thread are roughly the same size. That way you don't run out of thread on one side and have a whole bunch on the other. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick up 3 11/0s on each needle. 3 11/0s on each needle, just like this. I got 1 2 3 and 1 2 3 on both of my needles. Let them drop. Pick up your first 2-hole brick, and with your needle on your left hand, you're going to go into one of the holes coming out on the right side, and then you're going to cross your needle on your right hand in the same hole but going in the opposite direction, and you're going to pull. And since you're just starting your project and you have very few beads in there, just make sure that when you pull that you still have the same amount of thread on both of your needles. That way you don't pull too much to one side. Since you're just beginning, that might be a problem, so just make sure on that. Okay, so now you're coming out in opposite directions from one hole of your 2-hole brick. Now you're going to pick up 2 15/0s, and I'm going to use my Labrador color. Pick up 2 on each needle, and then you're going to go in through the other hole of your brick. Again, crossing your needles in that hole going in opposite directions, and crossing them in that one hole, and pull. And this is what you should have. Now, again, on each needle, pick up 1 11/0, just like that, and pick up your first Ava bead. And you want to go in this way with your left needle going into this side of your Ava bead. In other words, you're going to go into not the part that's the pointy side. You're going to go in through like this with the point away from you, with your left needle going into the left hole and your right needle going into the left hole. And you're going to pull, and this will put your brick in the middle of that Ava bead, just like that. Now you want to get to the other hole, the hole at the pointy end of your Ava bead. So to get there, pick up a 15/0 on each needle, an 11/0, and another 15/0. So on each needle you're going to do that. 11/0 and 15/0. And you're going to cross your needles going in opposite directions at the hole, at the pointy area of your Ava bead. Crossing, opposite directions, and pull. And this is what you should have. You're coming out of that hole at the top of your Ava, or at the pointy side of your Ava. Now you're ready to pick up the fun succession of beads, which are your 11/0, your 2-hole lentil, and check your holes too on all of your multi-hole beads just to make sure none of them are clogged. So pick up your 11/0, your 2-hole lentil, a 15/0, your DiscDuo, a 15/0, a 2-hole lentil, and an 11-0. And do that on both needles. So I already did my left. I'm going to do my right. I'm going to pick up an 11-0, 2-hole lentil, 15-0, a DiscDuo, a 15-0, a 2-hole lentil, and an 11-0. So this is what you should have on both of your needles. Let me just drop those and then show you. Just pull them down so you can see better. You should have 11-0, 2-hole lentil, 15-0, DiscDuo, 15-0, 2-hole lentil, and 11-0 on both sides. And you're going to pick up your next 2-hole brick and cross your needles in through one of the holes, it doesn't matter, in your 2-hole brick and pull. And that's going to give you your first section. And this is how it's going to look. And it's going to look all kinds of funky till you add your other beads, but it'll be worth it. It's going to come out very unique looking, very unusual looking, hence the name. Okay, so we're coming out of this hole from our 2-hole brick, and we want to jump up over to the second hole, to the top hole of our 2-hole brick. So to get there, we're going to pick up on each needle 2 15-0s, each needle 2 15-0s, that's what you have, and cross into the other hole, going in opposite directions of your 2-hole brick, just like that, and pull. And that's what you should have. Now we're going to pick up an 11-0 on each of our needles, on your left and your right. I just messed up. Okay, so after you have your sequence of beads on both of your needles, which consist of your 11-0, 15-0, DiscDuo, 15-0, 11-0, 2-hole lentil, 15-0, DiscDuo, 15-0, 2-hole lentil, and 11-0, you're going to pick up your Ava bead again. But this time, see, in your unit, here, this is a unit, how you have your points pointing together. So that's how you're going to pick it up. You're going to pick it up this way, and you're going to cross your needles in through the hole where the point is at. So cross your needles in there and pull. And pull and pull and pull. By now you have a good amount of beads on your thread, that you have threaded, so you don't need to be worried about pulling your thread too much on one side than on the other. It's gonna stay like this. Okay, so this is what you should have. And it looks kind of weird, but once we get all our beads on there, it's going to look really, really nice. So now we want to go from, we're coming out of the hole on your Ava bead in opposite directions from this hole at the pointing side. We want to hop on over your left needle in through this hole, your right needle in through this right side hole. But before we do that, let's pick up a 15-0, an 11-0, a 15-0 on each needle, 15-0, 11-0, 15-0, just the way we did over here on this Ava bead. We're going to do the same thing over here, where we decorate the sides with an 11 with a 15, an 11, and a 15. And you're going to put in your needle in through this hole, your left needle through the left side hole, and then your right needle through the right side hole, just like this. And this is what you should have. Now we're in between the wide part of our Ava, inside the Ava. So we want to do how we have over here in the first one, where we want to put an 11-0 on each needle, like that. And now we're going to pick up our 2-hole brick. And it doesn't matter which hole you go in through, but you're going to cross your needle in through one of the holes on either side because it's the same. But you're going to cross your needles in through the same hole, going in through opposite directions. So this is what you're going to have. Like that, just like that. Now we want to hop on over to the other hole that has nothing going in through it. So to get to that other hole, we're going to pick up 2 15-0s on each needle, just to decorate the sides. Let those drop, and then cross your needles in through this hole, just like this, opposite directions. Just like this, and pull. And this is what you should have. Now you're coming out of this hole furthest away from you in opposite directions, and we're ready to do this part again, our little unit again. So we're going to pick up an 11-0 on each needle. We're going to pick up another Ava. We're going to go in to the Ava, not through the pointy side, through the wider side, with your left needle going in through the hole on the left hand side, and the needle on your right hand going into the hole on your right hand side. Again, with the pointy side away from you. Now we want to hop on over to the hole on the pointy side of the Ava. So we're going to decorate the sides with 15-0, 11-0, 15-0 on each needle. 15-0, 11-0, 15-0 on each needle. And then we're going to cross in through the hole on the pointy side. Again, the pointy side should be away from you. And we're going to pull. Our needles should be going in through there in opposite directions. And this is what you should have. Okay, so now we're going to pick up this succession of beads again. We're going to start with an 11-0, a 2-hole lentil, a 15-0, a DiscDuo, a 15-0, a 2-hole lentil, and an 11-0. And we're going to do this on both needles. So 11-0, 2-hole lentil, 15-0, DiscDuo, 15-0, 2-hole lentil, and 11-0. So again, that sequence is on both needles: 11-0, 2-hole lentil, 15-0, DiscDuo, 15-0, 2-hole lentil, 11-0. And again, on both needles, let those drop. And you're going to pick up another Ava this time you're going to go in through the pointy side in opposite direction. So you're going to cross in through that hole. Now, if it's confusing how you to remember how you're supposed to go in through your avas, just keep in mind this is a unit, and each of your units is going to have 2 avas with the pointy side facing each other, and then each unit is separated by a 2-holed brick. So if you're right here, you should know that you need another ava, and the points have to face each other. And if you're right here coming out of this ava, you already have, see where they're facing each other, the pointy sides, and once you decorate the side, you're going to put in your 2-holed brick. So let's decorate the side. 15-0, 11-0, 15-0. It sounds confusing, but once you sit with it in front of you and you start to do it, you'll have it right in front of it, so you'll know. It's much easier when you sit and you do it and you have it right in front of you than when you're just watching on a video. So let's pull, and again, this needle into the left-hand needle into the hole on the left side, and then the right-hand needle, and I have my seed beads there, into the hole on your right-hand side, and you're going to be coming out in the inside of your ava. And I'm caught here. Okay. You're going to be coming out from the inside of your ava. Just like this, and I let my thread get loose over here. There we go. So there we go. And now we're in between the V's of the ava, and we're going to pick up an 11-0 on each needle, just like that. And now we're going to cross into a 2-holed brick, just like that, opposite directions, cross into the same hole of your brick and pull. So go ahead and finish the same pattern for the length that you want of your bracelet, and it's not going to shrink. So if you need a size 7, so if you, as soon as it goes around your wrist, as soon as it fits the way you like, you can go ahead and stop there with your little units, but end it at a 2-hole brick. See, I started with a 2-hole brick here and I ended with a 2-hole brick. So just keep that in mind. You don't have to, but that's just my preference. So go ahead and finish the rest of your bracelet with this base part, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so here we are, and we have just completed the base of our bracelet. And we had started with a 2-hole brick. We did our units. In my case, I did 6. And remember, each unit is separated by a 2-hole brick, and each unit needs to have ava beads with their points facing each other. So this is what you should have. And you should have ended with both of your threads coming out of the further hole of your threads crossed through the further hole of your 2-holed brick, just like this. So now we're coming out of there, and we're going to do our loop for our cut button. So I'm just going to stick to the Hydrangea color and do my loop with that. I'm not gonna put anything else, any other color. I'm just gonna stick to these. So I'm gonna pick up, and it doesn't matter which needle you use. You can use your right or your left to pick these up. and you're going to cross through them. But let's pick up all of the ones that you need, or that I need. And oh, I still need a few more. A little bit more than a few. So I'm gonna pick these up. That looks, I don't know, about right, but I'm just gonna pick up a couple more. Okay, now I'm coming out of this side of my brick, so I'm going to go into that same hole but in the opposite direction, and I'm just going to make a loop just like this, and I'm going to hold my thread so I can test my button. And it's actually too big. Yeah, it's too big, so I'm going to take out a couple. Take out a couple, and then it should be fine. So okay, I seem to have put the wrong thread through these two, the ones that I wanted to take out, and I kind of, let me just back out of there. Hopefully I don't make it worse, and I did. So I'm just going to try to go back in the same way, or try to back up the same way I went into that little mess that I made. So and I'm about there. Okay, so now I'm going to take out two of these 11/0s, and I'm going to go into the same hole in the opposite direction of my 2-hole brick again, and that should work. Okay, so take your other needle, go in through all of these beads, go in through your 2-hole brick, and come out of the top hole again in the opposite direction. I'm going to do that off camera, but go ahead and do that, and I'll show you what to do next. Okay, so I reinforced my loop. Each of my needles went in there one time, so I have 2 threads going into my loop, and once you do that, yeah, you're going to have a thread coming out of in opposite directions from this hole of your 2-hole brick, from the brick closest to you. Once you're coming out, go in through the 2 15/0s on the side, go into the top hole of your 2-hole brick, and come out on the other side. So do that on both sides, and do that on both sides with each of your needles. So you should be coming out of the hole furthest from you in opposite directions like this. You should have a needle going in, a thread going in one direction and a thread in the other coming out of the 2-hole brick. Now we're going to put our beads on the outside edge. Let me show you these beads. So we're going to need to go into the 11/0 here next to our brick on both sides and come out of the Ava, pull, do the same thing on the other side, go into the 11/0 and come out. And if you can't go through both of them at the same time, that's fine. You can go in through one and then the other. And this is, when I can't get them both, I'll go in through the 111.0 and come out. And then I noticed that there's an easier way to go into an Ava. It's easier than going like that, straight into it like that. If you kind of like at an angle like that, it's always much easier to go into your Ava bead that way. Okay, so you're coming out of your Ava. Now take your thread, your needles, go into the first 15.0, the 11.0, and come out. And do that on both sides. 15.0, come out of your 11.0. Now here, you should be coming out of your 11.0 on both sides, just like this. Pick up. Here we're going to use our 15.0s and our 11.0s. But in between, when you're coming out of your 11.0, you're going to pick up 2 15.0s on each needle and go into the other hole of your lentil bead and pull. Then, once you're coming out of your lentil bead, you're going to pick up an 11.0, go into your DiscDuo and pull. Pick up another 11.0, go into your 2-hole lentil to the hole that doesn't have anything in it and pull. And now you're back on the other side of your 2-hole lentil. Pick up 2 15.0s and go through. You're going to skip that first 15.0. You're going to go into your 11.0, come out of your 15.0. And do that on both sides. Okay, so now on this side, coming out of my 11.0, I'm going to pick up 2 15.0s, go into the 2-hole lentil, the hole that doesn't have anything in it, pull, pick up an 11.0, go into your DiscDuo, pull, pick up another 11.0, go into the empty hole of your 2-hole lentil and pull. Now you're coming out of your 2-hole lentil, pick up 2 15.0s and skip that 15.0 right here. Go into your 11.0 and into the 15.0 after it and pull. So this is what you should have. It's still a little plain Jane. I'm sorry. It's still a little plain, and but we're not finished yet. So we still have a little bit more to do. Okay, so we're coming out of this 15.0. Go into the Ava. And again, if you need to do one at a time, that's fine. What you need to do is go into the Ava, into the 11.0, into the 2-hole brick, but do not go into that 11.0 after the 2-hole brick. You're going to go into the Ava. I'm coming out of the 11.0 here. Now I want to go into the 2-hole brick, but just that one. And I'm going to pull. Now I'm going to go into these 15.0s. I'm going to pull, and I'm going to go into the 2-hole brick. And if you can catch that, well, I can't catch it. But what we're going to do is we're going to have to go into this 11.0 again and into the Ava. And again, I'm going to just do one at a time because it's easier. Pull. And I'm coming out of the 11.0. It's easier when I go into the Ava at an angle. It just really is so much easier. So go into the Ava like that. Go into the first 15-0, your 11-0, and pull. And then just wait there and do the same with this needle. Go into your Ava, pull, go into your 11-0 and your 2-hole brick, ignoring the 11-0 on the other side, and pull. Go into these two 15-0s here, pull, go into the 2-hole brick, and now you want to end up over here at coming out of this 11-0 right there. So now you are going to catch the 11-0. Well, if you can, go ahead, but if you can't, you can just go into it once you come out of your, one at a time. Go in through your 2-hole brick and then go into your 11-0 and then your Ava. So now I'm going to, at an angle, go into my Ava like that. It is just so much easier when you go into it like that. Now you're coming out of your Ava, go into your first 15-0, go into your 11-0, and come out of there. Now we're going to start picking up beads again. So we're going to pick up two 15-0s, and again we're going to do this on both sides. Into the empty hole of your 2-hole lentil, pull, pick up an 11-0, go into your DiscDuo and pull. Coming out of your DiscDuo, another 11-0, go into the empty hole of your 2-hole lentil and pull. Pick up two 15-0s, skip your first 15-0, go into your 11-0, the 15-0 after it, and pull. And then just wait there. So we can do the same thing on the other side. Two 15-0s into your lentil, pull, pick up an 11-0 into your disc. Go ahead and finish putting the rest of the edging on both sides of your bracelet, and I will the rest of your seed beads on the outside on the edge of your bracelet, and I will meet you back once you're done. Okay, so I already finished adding all of the beads on the edges here, and what I did was, once I finished adding the beads here, I just took each of my needles and I did this on both sides, went in through that 11-0, came after the Ava, went in through that 11-0, come out of the 2-hole brick, up the two 15-0s on the side, into the 2-hole brick, and then I reinforced my cut button, going up these 11-0s, up these seed beads at the top, and then down these 11-0s, into the 2-hole brick, needle coming out on this side, into the 15-0s, go into the 2-hole brick again, and then I went into that 11-0 and out the Ava, and I did that on both sides. So this is what you should have. So your cut button now has 3 threads going in through it, and you should be coming out of your Ava beads. So now we're going to work with our 15-0s again, but I'm going to use another color. And if you noticed, I changed the 11-0s that I put here. that's on the outside of the DiscDuo. So if you want, you can even stop now and leave your bracelet like this. Just tie a knot. But I want something a little bit more on mine, so I'm going to add my crystals now. So go into, take your needle, go into this 15-0, the 11-0, and pull, and then go into the 15-0 right here that's on the outside of your Ava. Okay, everyone, I already started with, I already put one crystal here. And I did change the color of my 15-0s. I changed, I was going to use the Crystal Labrador, but I didn't really like how it looked. So I changed it to the Miyuki Topaz Gold Luster. So, and I like how that looked much better. So, okay, so since I started one, you should be coming out of your brick, your 2-hole brick. One thread going this way, the other thread going this way in opposite directions. And what I want you to do now is go into that 11-0, come out of the Ava, go into the 15-0, 11-0, 15-0 that's close to your Ava, go into the hole on the pointy side of your Ava and come out. So let's go ahead and do that. And this part's going to be a little bit, you might have to go through one bead at a time, but you can do it. So let's see, I'm going to have to do it like that. And I'm going to go into my Ava like this. And not get my thread tangled. And I did only thread roughly about 6 feet of thread into my needles. And it looks like that's going to work for me. If you need to make a bigger bracelet, mine is going to be not even 6 inches. It's a little bit less than 7 in length. But I'm using 6 feet of thread. So you might need 6.5 to 7 feet if you're going to make it a little bit bigger than mine. Maybe even 7.5 feet of thread, which isn't that much. Okay, I already did that side. Now I'm going to do this side. I'm going to go into this 11-0. And if you need to maneuver your bracelet, that's fine. Bend it this way, push with your fingernail this bead out, or that bead this way. That's fine. Now I'm going to go into these here on the side of my Ava, the 15-0, 11-0, 15-0. Come out. And now I'm going to go into the top hole of my Ava and come out on the other side. So I'm going to have this. Both of my threads are coming out of the top hole of the hole in the pointy side of the Ava in opposite directions, just like this. Now go into the 11-0, the 2-hole lentil, and come out of your 15-0. This part's the easy part. And it's also the fun part because you can add now you're going to add your crystals. You can even add a 4mm bead, like maybe a pearl or a fire polish bead if you like. It doesn't have to be the Rondelle, but I like the Rondelles, so I'm going to use those. Okay, so I'm coming out of my 15-0s. You can see it better. Now, pick up 2 15-0s on each needle. let those fall. Pick up your rondelle, or whatever bead you're choosing to put in the middle, and cross through it. One needle going in one direction, the other needle in the other. Pull, pick up 2 more 15-0s on each needle. 2 more 15-0s. Let those drop and go into the 15-0, the 2-hole lentil, and out of your 11-0 on the other side of your DiscDuo. And do that on both sides. Just like that. And it's getting time to switch out my needles to change them. I have a pack there of needles, and I don't know, I'm still using these. Okay, now you're coming out of your 11-0. Now we're going to cross again. We're going to go into the hole on the pointy side of your Ava. We're going to cross in there. So we're going to go your needle on your left hand side is going to go in, and you're going to come out on your right side. The needle on your, make sure I got all my beads. Your needle on your right side, coming out of the 11 on your right hand side, go into your Ava, come out on the left side. And now we're ready to do all that again. This is what you should have. See, I had already started this one. Now I did this one. So now we're just going to do it again. You're coming out of your Ava, go into your 15, 11, 15. Go into your Ava and into your 11 if you can. Again, you got to do it one at a time. That's fine. It's getting it's hard for me to do it on camera. So I'm having difficulty, but you won't. I mean, you will, but not as much as me. Go into the 2-hole brick. Do not go into the 11 on the other side, but go up your 15-0s and then into your 2-hole brick. And now this time, if you catch the 11-0, it's okay, because since you're going to go into your Ava, you will have to go through that 11-0. So, and I'm going to do that on this side as well. Into here. Into this Ava. And the 11-0 after it. Okay. And then into my 2-hole brick. Up through these 15-0s on the side. Into my 2-hole brick. And this is the part where I'm going to have to go in through that 11-0, which I did. Awesome. Love when that happens. And into my Ava. Now, let's put our crystal on again. Up through 15-0, 11-0. Don't get tangled. 15-0 close to the Ava. Into this hole, the hole on the pointy side of your Ava. Come out on the other side. And I caught something. Let's just fix that. And wait there. Let's do that on this side. 15-0, 11-0, 15-0. In through the Ava. Now, coming out of this hole, the hole by the pointy side of your Ava, go into your 11-0 2-hole lentil, come out of your 15-0, and now we're ready for our crystal. So let's go 2 15-0s on both needles. Let those drop. Your rondelle or whatever bead you're choosing for the middle of your little unit there. Cross through it, pull. 2 more 15-0s go on each needle. And 2 more 15-0s go on each needle. Let those drop. Go into the 15-0 2-hole lentil and 15-0 coming out of the other side of your disc, and pull. And I think I only picked up one 15-0 here, so I'm going to go back and fix that. I'm not going to leave that like that. Yeah, I dropped it. It's right here. Okay. There we go. On the other side, I have my 2 15-0s ready. Go into your 15-0 2-hole lentil, out your 11-0, and there you go. You got your crystal. Now I'm going to go into this hole of the Ava bead. Do that on both sides. Come out on the other side. And now we're just going to follow along the way we've been doing. Go into the 15-0, 11-0, 15-0, into your Ava, your 11-0 2-hole brick, and start the process again. If you need to rewind the video, feel free to do so. And I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of it off of camera, adding my crystals, and I'll meet you back at the end once I'm done. Okay, so I finished adding my crystals, and I added my last one, and I went through the 15-0, the lentil, the 11-0, crossed in through this Ava, went up these little group on the side, which is the 15-0, 11-0, 15-0, went into the Ava, into the 11-0, into the 2-hole brick. On this side I did the same thing, but I'm meeting my threads here. So I did not take the thread on this side out this side. I'm just meeting them here, and I'm gonna turn my bracelet around and tie a knot. And then I'm going to burn my thread. And that will complete our unusual beauty bracelet. And it's pretty easy. And another thing I want to say about the Ava is I know some of you have concerns with the Avas being delicate. If you drop your pack, as with anything, yeah, you're gonna have some breakage. But I noticed that once you incorporate them in a project and you have them with other beads and you have several threads going through them, they're much stronger. Because the other day I took mine off. I was outside of my work because I had to do something there, and I didn't want to have it. I didn't want to do it while I had my bracelet on. I didn't want to get it dirty. Where I work at, it's very dusty. So I took it off and I dropped it on the street. It hit the street, the pavement, and I thought, oh my gosh. But I reached to pick it up and it was fine. It didn't break. It was this one. I dropped this one and look at it. It's good. Cool. So this is what you should have. This is the Unusual Beauty Bracelet. And like I said, you don't have to stick to crystals in the middle. You can probably put, I said a 4mm pearl, but maybe a 3mm would work better. You'd probably just have to adjust the number of 15-0s that go around it, just so it doesn't get all weird on you. Also, what you can adjust is the number of seed beads on the sides of your avas. Right here where I put groupings of 15-0, 11-0, and 15-0. If you want to increase that, there is a little bit of thread showing, but not, I can't see it unless I have it up close to me. And but if it's just killing you, you can add one more, maybe on each side. I don't know how that would work though, but you know, you can play around with it. But either way, this is what we have. I hope you liked it. I hope you enjoy making this bracelet, and thank you very much for watching.